Yeah. Did you know that you can actually spot? I think actually you were one of the people that told me that you can spot a sociopath by yawning.
Oh yeah.
If I yawn and you don't get the urge to yawn, then
so I should be a sociopath now.
Then technically, you have the capacities of being a sociopath. And you didn't yawn, so I'm kind of worried.
It was a series or something that told me, and I was like, well, that's fucking bullshit.
Well, it isn't actually. It is kind of valid. It's not proven in any way, but it's actually a valid theory.
It is, but it's more.
It's a sign of empathy.
It is, and I just don't care about you.
Okay. Welcome to Talkthrough. I'm Kobna.
And I'm.
God fucking damn it! Fucking newspaper. Welcome to Talkthrough. I'm Kobna.
And I'm Lux.
And today we will be talking about Chris Metzen.
Yeah.
And his retirement from Blizzard Entertainment.
That's right.
Yeah. And just a quick summary. Chris Metzen, for those of you who don't know, is Senior Vice President of the entire company. But what he's probably most known for is his involvement in World of Warcraft.
He made the story for Warcraft 1, 2, and 3. And he has done voices for Thrall and Varian, which he's very known for.
Two very notable characters.
Especially Thrall, because he's done it from the start.
Yeah.
But he's retiring at the age of, is it 42?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So very young.
He made Blizzard a priority for a big part of his life.
Yeah. He has been a very committed person to this entire game franchise.
And I guess we're here to talk about the future of World of Warcraft.
Yeah, because he actually kind of shocked the entire Warcraft community when I think it was like last night.
The company was told Monday.
Yeah.
So today is the day. We're recording Tuesday the 13th.
Yeah. And the public message went up. It went up Monday night. So of course people have been raging about it. But it does leave the question: what happens to Blizzard, but also what happens to WoW?
And I think many were surprised because of his age, because he only is 42.
Mainly, he made a statement where he said that he had just gotten a third child. Congratulations, by the way.
If you hear this, Chris Metzen, congratulations. We were talking a bit about if he would continue his voice work and not be, the big player at Blizzard, but still doing voiceovers.
Yeah.
And I could imagine he would. I think of this situation a bit like, the leader of Studio Ghibli, the ones who made Spirited Away and such, Hayao Miyazaki. He has gone into retirement 6 times or something, and he always comes back because he also started going into retirement at a very young age. And I could see the same thing happening.
And I also saw a comment saying exactly that because he's so involved in this universe and because he's so clearly in love with the entire game, he's gonna have a hard time staying away.
He had a very nice message at the end of his speech where he said that he would look forward to being a part of the players, finally. Yeah. Being someone who just experienced the new things.
Yeah. But still, I could see what you're saying. I could see him coming back. Maybe not as like the main story guy, but
contributing.
In a smaller role. I mean, I think voice acting, he's definitely gonna do that. But one of his characters just died.
Spoilers.
In terms of voice acting, I don't think Metzen has that much work.
No.
In Legion, at least in Legion. Further,
that's already been done.
But I also meant like DLCs, not DLCs,
the patches.
Patches. Sorry, he could have some work, But in further expansions, you can't tell. What I also wanted to say is, I think actually we haven't heard when he's retiring. We heard that he is retiring, but not when.
I actually think it's as of now. His Wikipedia page says that he has retired September 2016.
That just seems weird to me. I think that he is gonna ride out. I think he's gonna be a part of Legion.
But I think he already is because they're working on things.
Yeah, and that's what I mean. Legion is they've already begun probably on the next expansion.
They usually do quite quickly.
Yeah, exactly.
But
and the next expansion, that's another person taking charge of that. But I could see him still being a part of developing the patches that are coming up.
Legion is also, this is the expansion where you really reconnect with old material.
Yeah.
We really take it back to fighting the Legion, and old enemies like Ashara and such reappear.
And also, I've kind of been thinking that he has used Legion. He knew that Legion would be his final, meaning that he knew
he poured a lot into it.
He poured and it took a lot of time developing this. It took a lot of time for people. You were getting very anxious, very kind of
excited.
Yeah, excited, but also impatient. You were getting very impatient because it took a lot of time. It took like 1.5 years.
Since the announcement, it took like
a
year, but there hadn't been a patch in 14 or 15 months when Legion came out.
Yeah, so it's safe to say that between Warlords and Draenor and Legion there was approximately 1.5 year. Is that?
Yeah, you could say that. Yeah, pretty much.
So that's 1.5 year. That's a lot. That's I think the longest break in expansions.
It's the longest break in patch cycles. That's the easiest way to explain it, because an expansion is also a patch.
Yeah.
Legion is 7.0.
Yeah.
So this is the longest we've ever had.
But what I mean by this is I think Metzen has long thought about this whole Legion storyline, and I think he said to himself, when I finally say I don't want to do this anymore, the last expansion that I'm gonna make is gonna be Legion. It's nostalgic in that way, and I think Metzen thought that would be a good exit for him.
It might be,
and I think just the mere fact that it has taken such a long time to get this game out is, I wouldn't say proof, but a pretty good argument for my theory.
Well, one of the big problems, with Warlords of Draenor were that they just refocused from Warlords to Legion.
Yeah.
That's one of the big things. They were like, oh, Warlords is a sunken ship. Let's abandon it and build a new fucking good ship. Yeah. What I wanted to say earlier was, sorry, I'm just thinking as I'm talking. One of the reasons I think he might come back at some point is he seems like a very, like you said, he has a love for this franchise, but also he has released a couple of comics and such. He seems like the kind of person who's not able to just sit still.
He has trouble sitting down.
Yeah, that seemed like it. So I think that might be one of the biggest things that might draw him back. His excitement for the franchise.
I imagine that he has a plan for what he's going to do in his retirement.
But I said Miyazaki from Studio Ghibli, he's like 50 or 60, I'm not quite sure. You can't. We'll check it out. But he just keeps on reappearing.
Yeah. But
there's just some people who can't.
It's a mixture of, as you said, like a mild touch of ADHD, not being able to sit down, and then a passion for whatever you're doing. And if that mixes up well, then of course he's gonna come back.
Yeah.
But right now it seems like he's pretty certain that this is farewell. This is see you online, as he wrote.
Which was a very, very fine end of his speech.
Yeah, because of course he's still going to be part of the community and the game. He's just not going to be part of developing it.
So we should perhaps talk about what we think about the recent stories in World of Warcraft and what his absence.
Absence?
Absence?
Is
wow.
that correct word?
I was about to say abstinence, but that's not...
Abstinence, that's what you have when you don't get your crap.
Yeah. What his absence will do to the overall story of World of Warcraft. You haven't played Legion yet.
I haven't played Legion yet. I've been busy with other stuffs. Yeah. So I haven't played it. I'm slowly looking forward to playing it because I only hear good things. I haven't heard one bad thing.
The peoples are happy. The only bad thing I found was there's too much stuff to do.
That's not a bad thing.
That's actually a concern for some because they've introduced this new system, World Quest, which every day gives you tasks.
Yeah.
I don't see it as a problem, but I wouldn't call it a major problem, not at all. But I have the feeling sometimes when I log into the game, I'm like, this is overwhelming. I don't know what to do.
But still, I've only really heard bitching and moaning about people from the other factions coming to the place
to kill you.
to the place where you are and killing you because you are 8 levels lower or something.
Yeah, my good friend I leveled with.
Yeah.
He was quite angry that we play on a server which is has more Horde members than Alliance, and we play Alliance, which can be tough at times.
Yeah.
I just usually wave and people and say hello and
move along.
Just to be nice, because if you're actually nice, most of the time people don't do anything.
But I forgot the question.
The future of World of Warcraft and the storytelling.
I think many are afraid that because Chris Metzen is leaving,
the story will go to shit.
Yeah, it will fall apart. And I just need to, I just feel it's important to remind you that Chris Metzen has also fucked up. He was part of World of Warcraft, which was probably the worst expansion there ever was.
You can say lore-wise it was horrible because...
Yeah, and MMO-wise, it took the MMO out of the game.
Yeah, know? But that's not really the story department. But
no, not at all.
But to talk about World of Warcraft, it was a story where we entered an alternative universe. Yeah.
But didn't we just go to Outland before it blew up?
No, it's also an alternative universe because different shit has happened. Like
I don't even know.
No, and that alienated a lot of the people that played because they didn't. So we went back in time, but Gul'dan is not Ner'zhul's apprentice. Yeah, that's because it's alternate. One of the big statements Blizzard actually put out later also riled up a lot of fans and made them angry. They said, a guy asked, the Archimond we're facing in alternate Draenor, is he the same Archimond we have faced before?
Yeah.
And the tweet that was, they were tweeted, is the Archimond the same Archimond we have fought before? And then they answered, yes, he is. The Legion transcends all universes. And people were a bit mad because, if you think about it, there's Warcraft exists in the universe where every decision makes a new universe.
Yeah.
Thrall being freed or Thrall still being enslaved.
Yeah.
All the major decisions makes a new universe. So if the Legion fucking couldn't capture Azeroth on 1,000 trillion different worlds, how is that even possible? Yeah. How could they fuck up so many times? How haven't they succeeded yet?
Chris Metzen can also fuck up.
Yeah,
and he has.
True.
And the guy taking his job will not be perfect. He will also make mistakes. But
and it's important to remember it's not just one person deciding the story.
It's not just one person, of course, but the leader that this new the responsibility that this new guy will take on. He will have just a final chance of doing it as Chris Metzen does. And I think also a key point in this is that Chris Metzen has retired completely. And I don't think, as I said, he loved this game too much to just leave it in the dust. He wouldn't leave it unless he knew that he left it in the hands of people that were absolutely capable of continuing the story in a proper manner. So actually, for the future expansions and stuff, I take them as I've taken all the expansions. I take.
You're not worried. You're taking it with a grain of salt.
I'm taking it with a grain of salt. I'm approaching it with a neutral mind. So the fact that he's not a part of the development team anymore, it's
sad to see
because he is really passionate about this game.
And he is the one who made the law that the game is based on. Yeah. He is the one who created all the characters.
He is the All-Father. I'm not afraid for the future of World of Warcraft.
I'm not either. As a big fan, I'm not that scared too. But I just think it's a bit sad to see such a great mind. And I love playing D&D, and he quotes D&D as his major inspiration to build universes because that's what you do when you DM in D&D.
We could ask, do you think that there are any characters that will be left out because of Chris Metzen's leaving? Do you think that maybe not Chris Metzen, but the new developers, or the new story developer of Blizzard would say, I can't take over this character because this is Chris Metzen's baby.
You mean something like Thrall or Varian?
Yeah, with Thrall be like in any part of Legion, be like, would he die just so Chris Metzen could?
I don't see that happening. No. Also because Thrall is a really important character. Thrall, just to give mild spoilers for Legion, he isn't that big. He isn't really that big a part of the expansion.
Yeah.
He had a fight. If people are Warcraft fans, he had a fight with Garrosh. He had a Mock-Gorah. But the elements actually kind of abandoned him after that fight.
Because he kind of cheated?
Because he kind of cheated, and he didn't... Garrosh was his responsibility.
Yeah.
And his decisions. And he didn't own up to those decisions.
Yeah.
It's a clever way of explaining why the players pick up Doomhammer. And that's what I'm about to say. Thrall is... The elements aren't really listening to him.
No.
And he's depowered, and the players pick up Doomhammer.
Yeah.
So it doesn't seem like he has the biggest role in Legion.
Yeah, but I think that plays pretty well into my theory of him just sort of fading out of the story.
But that's also what people have kind of been asking, because Thrall has kind of been the main character.
He's been a big part of the world.
I would actually say kind of like a main character in World of Warcraft. So he's been a major player.
Yeah. But I would say he's become more noticeable since Cataclysm.
He has, because that's where he abandons Orgrimmar and really goes into his shamanistic roots.
Yeah. And heal the world.
Really heals the world.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's an interesting question to see
if
characters are left out.
Yeah.
Many players just recently complained that there is only focus on orcs and humans and their racial leaders.
In this Legion?
Just overall in World of Warcraft. You never really see...
I can kind of see that.
Yeah, because one of the big complaints, I was excited to see Gelben Megatorg.
You little gnome lover, you.
Yeah, in the Broken Shore.
Yeah.
And that was the first time that you actually saw the leader of the gnomes being in an actual scenario where he helped out.
Oh.
Just to say something, the Goblin racial leader, he doesn't even have a model in the game yet. About Legion, we actually have a zone that focuses on the conflict between the Undead and the Worgen.
Yeah.
Which is great. You actually see Gen Greymane and Sylvanas duke it out.
Yeah.
And that's great to actually see some different racial leaders.
Yeah.
I actually think that they have tried this expansion to appeal to more of the races than just orcs and humans. Because they have been the focus for quite some time. Do a zone like they did here in Legion, where you focus on the Forsaken and the Worgen. Do a zone in the next expansion, which is gnomes and goblins, and they have a technology race to build an all-destroying weapon or something.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah. That's a job for the future developer, which we don't know who he is.
No.
I mean, I guess it's gonna be a person who has been lower ranked than Chris Metzen, but
has been working with him, I guess.
Working with him, and then now bumped up. The idea of taking such a big franchise and putting a new face in front of it, that's controversial to say the least.
People have done it before and it haven't worked that great.
Yeah, but then also I can't come with any game franchise where it hasn't succeeded, but other places it has succeeded because it needed a fresh face. It needed something new. It needed a revolution of sorts.
And that might actually be a good point. Perhaps it is someone new that brings a lot of new things to the table.
Yeah.
And that might be interesting.
Yeah. Personally, I've always thought that World of Warcraft could have a bit more role-playing involved. I mean, you have the role-playing servers now, which are very hardcore.
Well, they have been a part of the game since the start. But that's talking about World of Warcraft and its future, and that's perhaps for another video.
Yeah, maybe.
Just a brief thing. I wish Chris Metzen all the best. And I can see why he has made this decision. Very
hard work and very, very supreme dedication to this game, which has made us fans burst with joy and sometimes making us cry. Want to rip your head off. But that's
life. Yeah, and I think we both wish him the best in the future.
The best. And honestly,
And hope to see more of him.
I hope he comes back.
Yeah, I think that's it, and that's us signing off. Yeah. If you'd like to see more, and if you want us to discuss another topic, please we would love if you actually commented, and actually gave us a topic to talk about.
Yeah, every comment will of course be considered, because we are lucky if we get 2.
I guess that's it.
Yeah, please like and comment and
subscribe and all that shit.
And
have a nice day.
Yeah. Legion is life.